Yo, what's up, guys? TheInsaneGamefreak here. Episode 24 review of Bakuman. It's crazy, and I think it's kind of weird because this is the episode before the last episode. So next week will be the last anime episode of Bakuman. Wow, it's weird. 24 episodes. Obviously I didn't start reviewing this thing until episode 5, so technically I've only done about. Next episode it'll be 20 reviews. 20 reviews of Bakuman I have done, and wow, it's crazy. But I do want to say one thing before I'll probably go more into detail next week when I actually do the final episode review. But honestly, this is the joy of being an anime only watcher. I'm so glad I actually didn't read the manga of Bakuman, because I probably wouldn't have even enjoyed it as much as I've been enjoying it, which is pretty fucking highly actually. Like, it's ridiculous, but it's actually really fun. It's been fun just to review a show that I know nothing about. Just like it's fun to review Kuriwa Zombie Desuka. Maybe not as much as Beelzebub, but you know, Kuriwa Zombie Desuka is about the same level of funness. You enjoy it. And Bakuman's been one of those series I thoroughly have enjoyed, just in general. But I'm not gonna go too far into that. But I just wanted to state that. And then but let's get into the review. We need to focus back our direction on the manga. Anyways, well, the episode actually is kind of a fun surprise. The episode actually starts off with where it left off last, when Kuji's looking at his results and smiling. But what we get to see in this episode is that he actually turns around, grabs his guitar, and slams it on the ground, and we find out this nigga got his votes were horrible. Like, the nigga just got horrible votes. Even at overall rating, he got like 53%, which sounds pretty good until you realize that the other three have gotten 70-something percent, 76%. And that's really how the episode starts out. It starts out with a nice old "fuck you, Kuji," and it was awesome. That was my shining achievement. The title of this review probably is going to be, though, is Shujin is a beast, because of things. But right now, the first thing I want to, it's like, so the episode, it starts off with that, and then it kind of goes into like this little mini conference to see who wins the Golden Future Cup. And Izumo was right. It was a tie between two, and then a second place tie. It was between Shujin and Saiko. It was a tie between them and Fukuda. Those were the tie, and Nakaki and Aoi got second place. Well, technically third place if you want to be technical about it. But that's how it is. That's how it tied. Because they all got around the same ratings, even though technically Fukuda and Shujin and Saiko got about the same percent ratings. But technically Saiko and Shujin is won in the sense of votes. But yeah. But all that needs to be known is that all three of them are going for the serialization meeting. And really, this episode is more of a build-up to that, by throwing in some cool emotional things with Azuki, because because after they're told that they've got in for the serialization and that they quote-unquote won, Kai is crying for Shujin. It's like this little special moment, and they're talking about how they've done all they could, so all we can do now is just go for it. And freaking Saiko texts Azuki to tell her the good news, and she texts back asking for Shujin's number. So it's like, why the hell do you need to know Shujin's number? So he texts back Shujin's number, and she actually calls Shujin. It's not like a text. She literally calls Shujin. Because up to this point, you gotta remember, on phones you can email now. So technically, Azuki doesn't have Saiko's phone number. She only has his email address, and that's what they've been doing. So she calls Shujin, and she's calling Shujin just to thank him, because it kind of boils down to the fact, and it's like this cool little moment where it boils down to the fact that if it wasn't for Shujin, period, Saiko wouldn't be doing jack shit. Saiko wouldn't even be with Azuki for jack shit, and he definitely wouldn't be with Kaya for jack shit. It's kind of Shujin's. It's Shujin is what made their whole situation full circle. He gave Saiko a purpose. He created friends, and like pretty much, it kind of just sums up to being Shujin being a beast. And I'm not actually describing it in the best way, so you need to watch the episode. The episode kicked ass. That moment was like one of my favorite moments in this episode, just period. Because it just redefined how much Shujin was a badass and how much Shujin was awesome and how Shujin is one of the most coolest fucking characters in this goddamn manga. Or just an anime period, personally, to me. He really stuck with me with that shit. Like, I really enjoyed it, his shit. Then Kaya gets slightly jealous and tells her to talk to Psycho. And Psycho grabs the phone and says hello, and she hangs up on him. And I thought that was a dick move. But it was still funny. There's also a couple scenes where they start throwing out this mystery guy looking at manga and shit, but they don't really show his face or anything like that. He's hinted throughout the episode. The other portion of the episode is Azuki's thinking and saying she needs to apologize for, hanging up in Mashiro's face. And there's like this mother-daughter talk, which I thought was actually really nice character development for Azuki, where her mother actually goes through the effort of explaining, or kind of explaining, the situation she had with Mashiro's uncle. And that was kind of a trip, so it's kind of like reaffirming her beliefs. And there's a scene where she actually is writing out an email that says, Mashiro, let me get your cell phone number. But we don't see if she sent it. But it's assumed that she didn't because it's not addressed later. Because literally after that point is that the rest of the episode is kind of just everyone getting ready for serialization. And then they're all thinking about how Nizuma was right and the two ties, and it was crazy. And everyone's getting ready for serialization meeting. There's actually a moment where Hattori and what's his name, Yujiri, Nizuma and Fukuda's editor, they go out for a drink talking about how they wish they could be in the position where they could pick the newest mangas that would come out and what would get serialized and everything, and how they really want their guys to win and shit, and just a whole bunch of deep intellectual shit. Like, literally all this episode is a build-up, but it's kind of a chilled-out build-up that shows everyone's character in some sense or shape or fashion. And that's what it boils down to. It even got to the point where Tori was asking one of his quote-unquote rivals in this situation to, since he's actually in the meeting, to show that that Psycho and Shujin and Reddick, because technically they're high schoolers, so they had that little inexperience thing throwing out at them. And showing them the 10, remember the 2 weeks thing where they had to come out with a manga chapter each 2 weeks? They threw that out, and they gave it, and he took the entire stack on his desk and was like, please use this as proof to back up my case that they are ready and shit. And really, the episode just ends with tomorrow is the day. And they do it from everyone's perspective, like Fukuda's, Nakaki's, Ayoi's, Hattori, Shujin, Psycho's, Azuki's, and Kaya's perspective, saying tomorrow is the day, tomorrow is the day, tomorrow is the day. And the episode, and that's really how the episode ends. And pretty much at the end of the episode, the preview for next episode, the last episode, is yes or no. That's really what the title is of the episode, is yes or no, because that's really what they're going for. And what they're going to probably do, I mean, personally, in my opinion, I'm thinking they're going to do yes. Because I've already told you my theory. My theory is they'll probably get serialized, but they won't get an anime. Because I've noticed they've been focusing on the manga aspect of this, but they haven't really explained that your shit still has to be popular enough where you can get the anime. The goal wasn't, the thing is, the goal with Sako and Azuki was never to get the manga. It was more to get the anime and get her to voice act in his anime so they can get married. Just because he gets the manga out doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get the anime, because there are mangas that don't get animes for years and shit. So his goal right now is to get an anime. He's only halfway there. People need to understand that. So I'm betting season 1 is going to be more focused on... season 1 was more focused on him getting to the mangaka status. So I'm betting episode 25 he's going to get serialized. I'm betting they're going to get serialized. I'm betting if they animate season 2 is probably going to be more focused on getting their manga to the top and getting their manga popular enough that warrants an anime. Because remember, your shit has to be popular enough to warrant an anime. If it warrants an anime, it'll get an anime. That's the goal right now, is to get an anime now. And that's what I bet season 2 is going to be about, because I don't think it's going to be that simple. It'd be way too easy and Shonen Jump-ish for it to be like, oh, I got the manga, I'm gonna automatically get the anime. I bet you the second season is gonna be more detailed than that shit if it gets the second season. But I'm kind of just blabbering on at this point. But I would just like to say we have one more review left for this, and then Bakuman is done. I'm not gonna say if you enjoyed the ride. The ride is almost finished. We got one more ride left next week. How did you like the ride? Was the ride cool, and did you enjoy it as much as I did? Because personally, I've been enjoying the hell out of this series. But we'll save all the other stuff for later. So keep on drawing. See you next week for the last episode review. Life's a gameplay to win, and peace.